Hey guys, FX right here, the prophetic analyst. Welcome back to my channel. So this is the weekly market forecast for the 21st to the 25th of July. So without further ado, let's dive into we are getting started with gold. Okay, so for gold for last week, gold was more like ranging. Okay, since market open, let me highlight that zone like right about here. Okay, so you can see gold was ranging, okay, for some from Monday to Friday. Okay, so we'll be having, so from what it looks here on gold was not able to break this area of interest, this higher time frame area of interest, which is our daily AOIs. Okay, so what we are going to do right now, okay, you still stick to that euphoria. All right, or what I'm just going to do, I would adjust this a little bit. All right, so we'll still be looking for a break retest and a push continuations to our phase zones of 1450.140. okay, and also you can also see how price is still trying to hold through our trend line. Okay, our trend line, which is coming from weeks now. Okay, you can see last week how price also bounced from that trend line, or 2 weeks ago rather. Okay, and last week too, price also bounced off this trend line, closing with this bullish engulfing candle. In a way, I would have entered here. Okay, I would have entered here, okay, and put my stops below these trend lines and target my next level, which is still a very nice 1:2. But I'm going to love to see price give that break and retest. All right, so that we'll be sure that we are actually doing the right thing for price to give us that break and retest to the upsides. Okay, so for the downsides of things, what I'm going to do right now is expand these zones like so. Okay, like I've always said for the past weeks, that price is still very much bullish as far as it's still above this trend line. Okay, so until price breaks out of this trend line, okay, retest these zones and push continuations to our next level target, which is the 3207, or we could see price break and retest that zones or the trend line too, and push continuations to the downsides. Okay, that's the only reason we could be looking for bearishness. Up next is the DXY. Else that we could have price. I think this also looks more like an order block for you guys that do whatever strategy that score. All right, so most likely we'll see price go back to this area. Why am I saying so? It's not just because of that order block, but my actual targets are this moving average. Okay, this is a 50 EMA. Okay, is a default 50 EMA, so most likely the 50 EMA would be somewhere around here, would come somewhere around here. So we'll be maybe having, all right, let's go back, we may be having a week into that EMA, then price drops. So we still remain very much bullish on our buy to sell scenarios. So for the DXY, you guys can see how predicted DXY into precision. Price was somewhere around here as of last week. Okay, it was around this zone, so we were very much bullish. We were looking for a buy to sell scenarios. So you can see how price also reacts off that daily AOIs in which we have here, and also on the moving average in which we spoke about. Okay, so I was very keen about this 50 EMA that was coming all the way from the upside on price bouncing off that area, and now we can see multiple weak rejections on that zones. So this is also contributed to the signals in which I sent on Friday for Euro USD and GBPUSD, which we are still holding to this very moment, which I'm going to show you further in this video. Okay, so price is quite seated on our area of interest looking left, and our moving average is also close to that zone right about now. So we are looking for more bearishness to the downside. For my mentees, if we go down to the lower time frames, you can see what we call the divergence too all around the zones. Okay, so we are still very much bearish. Okay, nothing has really changed. Okay, we are still very much bearish for price to give us that sells from that zones. But let's say if that zone fails, okay, you can most likely have price to be fishy enough to go to this yellow zone, okay, yellow area, and push continuations to the downside. Okay, we can only go for bullishness when price breaks out of this area to the upside, but anything below these yellow areas and these zones down, we are still very much bearish on the DXY. Okay, so do well to mark these zones on your phone, your PC, or your trading device. Up next is Euro USD. But I'm not really comfortable on how price closed today. I would only be interested of price reacting off these areas because it's not actually on my zones. Okay, this is the zones I'm targeting. Okay, this is the zones I'm looking for, which is the 1.1630. okay, so price could have this deeper retracement to that zones before a continuation. As far as price is between the 1.163 and the 1.157, okay, we are still very much bullish. So what does this mean? We are on Euro USD. Okay, you can see how I predicted Euro USD into precision for last week. We spoke about price most likely breaking out of this trend line, then giving us a deeper retracement into this yellow bar, these zones right about here, and price continuations to the upside. So we were looking for more like a sell to buy scenarios. So the sales also happen, which will also send signals on our Telegram community, our free Telegram community, which a lot of people also make money from it. So if you're not on a free Telegram community, please do well to smash the like button or click on the link on the description below to join our free Telegram community so that you can also get free signals like so. So we sent this on our free group and it was a very nice sales to the downside. And right now price is quite seated on our daily area of interest. Okay, looking left, okay, we can see price bouncing off that zones like so multiple times. So we are, like I said, we are already holding this buys Euro USD. It was on Friday, like last week was very profitable for us, okay, but we still had to, this trade was awesome. Why did I still take this trade on Friday after having a profitable week? It was because there is a way market open most times and it's most likely in your favor. Okay, if you're a swing trader, you understand this. Apart from spread and the rest, okay, there's a way markets may now open on the coming days and it should open with a gap. Okay, instead of starting from somewhere here, you may just see market open like from this resistance or somewhere in this trend line and start going, and all of this would be a gap. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I had to take this trade. Hopefully market opens, volatility that comes with it would most likely favor us. Okay, so that's why we are currently on this Euro USD bullishness to the upside, which you guys can see. Okay, and if you're looking for the bearishness, you have to be patient enough for price to clear this area of interest. Okay, for price to clear these zones, retest that zones, then you can target our next level, which is the 1.137 to the downsides. Okay, but for now we are still very much bullish as far as price is still around this area of interest and the trend lines. Okay, so that's it for Euro USD. Up next is the GBP USD. So for GBP USD, as you guys could see, we're looking for a sell to buy scenario. So market open bearish into these areas with the zones in which we marked out, which is the 1.3433 area. Okay, so we are now looking forward for price to open with bullish continuations. Right now you can also see the price is seated on the trend line in which we are having from all the way down here. Okay, so price is quite seated on that zone. So market open London session would determine price direction, so hopefully that also favors us. And as you can see, this aligns with a thumbnail, okay, our weekly thumbnail which we used for last week's video. So this will still remain, so we are still very much bullish. Okay, and will only be bearish if price, I'm going to mark out a very little zones like so here. Okay, will only be bearish if price close beneath this green area, this yellow area, then we can now go bearish to the downside and targeting our areas of a 1.317. okay, that means we'll now be having a breakout of the trend line and also price targeting our next areas of interest. Okay, so that's it for GBPUSD. Up next is USDCHF. USDCHF was also one of the trades in which we took last week, an awesome trade. This signals will also be sent on the general community, which I'm going to add somewhere around in this video. So we're looking for price to go back to these zones, which also aligns with these trend lines and our area of interest right about here. Okay, so price gave us our bullishness. We took that buys and we smashed a nice 1:3 all the way to the upside. And let's go to our daily time frame. Okay, so our daily time frame, we're looking for a buy to sell scenarios. Okay, so we're targeting price to come to these areas of interest, but if these areas of interest and having a massive drop to the downside. And we had also sent on same Friday, we also sent USDCHF signals too, okay, which we are currently in profit all the way to the downside. So we will still be very much bearish on USDCHF. I would only be looking for bullishness if price breaks out. If price breaks out of these zones of the 0.809, we test and push continuations to the upside. Okay, but for now we still keep it at the bearish side of things. Okay, so mark this out on your phone, your trading device. Up next is USD card. So USD card is also a very nice trade, as you guys may see. Okay, you remember that price has been on a bearish momentum for the longest of time. All right, price has been creating series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, a lower low. So price is now back on this area of interest. Okay, as you can see there, our daily area of interest, I also wrote it somewhere around here, and there's a trend line that came all the way from the downside here. So price actually did what? Price broke to the downside, is now retesting that trend line, now coming back to retest this moving average. So we should be having a very nice bearishness on euro, on USD card. Okay, so USD card is part of one of our A setup for next week. Okay, so all what you can just do is most likely put your entries here, market open, put your stops above the highs or this body close. But to be on the safer side, I like putting my stop loss at where they should be kept and target this next zone, which is a very nice 1:3 for USD card. Okay, for the bullishness, I would only be looking for bullish continuations if price comes back, break above this highs, creating a new higher high and a new higher high here. We test that trend line and that zone, so then we can target our next level target, which is our 1.407. okay, so that will be it for this week, guys. If you have not liked or subscribed to this channel, please do just smash the subscribe button. Also drop some happy birthdays to me on the comment section. This my birthday is few days from now, on the 25th of this month, so let's get some happy birthdays from you guys and your well wishes on the comment sections too. And also, if you are not a free Telegram community, click on the link on the description below to join our free Telegram community. Okay, so see you guys on the inner circles, and always remember to plan your trades and trade your plan. Cheers.